Excellent. Okay, well, welcome to Champ Island. My name's Colin. I'm a glaciologist, so I'm one of the experts here in rocks and ice specifically. So yeah, this is a particularly great site for geology, and a day like today you can see it all, the rocks and the ice. You'll notice, you can't help but see it right to my right hand side here, is what's called a concretion, and that's one of the objects, one of the features that Champ Island is famous for. These spectacular spherical boulders, which they call the Devil's Marbles. A concretion, well, to explain how these formed, you really got to go back to a period called the Mesozoic, which was between about 65 and 200 or so million years ago. So a long time ago, at a time when the area in which Franz Josef Land lies now, we think was a shallow sea. A warm, shallow sea, and into that sea, from the adjacent continents, sediments would have been washing just as in the modern day. So you got silt, mud and sand. And these boulders are made of sandstone. Specifically, they're made from quartz sand, which is ground up silica particles. And these silica particles would have been deposited in nice flat layers on the seabed. But in amongst them, every so often you would find small pieces of organic debris, which would become fossils. So bone, wood, even leaves, anything organic that had found its way into the ocean. So these little pieces of organic material end up embedded in amongst all those quartz grains. Now quartz is really unreactive. It doesn't corrode very easily, it doesn't conduct electricity particularly well, it's more or less chemically inert compared to little pieces of organic material which are very reactive by comparison. So you can imagine as these sediments are building up and fluids are passing through them, any minerals dissolved within those fluids, within the water, will be attracted towards these very reactive organic fragments. Iron, for example, dissolved in the water, would be attracted towards these little pieces of organic material. And that iron would cement the sand, cement the quartz particles surrounding those little pieces of organic debris. And that cementation creates these concretions. There's a few examples of small concretions in my hand here, so you can see they vary in size from anything as large as, to my right hand side, to little marbles. And you can see also these are kind of orange, stained orange, and that's the iron which has cemented the sand grains. And that concretion process just simply makes those the sandstone around that organic nucleus much harder. So as the weaker rock in the area erodes away, washes off into the sea again to start the process anew, these spherical concretions remain. Now of course they're not growing anymore, they've been exhumed from the cliffs on either side of me here, looking up to the right and the left of this snowbank. We've got the sandstone scree. This is where these boulders, these spherical concretions are tumbling. But now that they've been exposed, they'll be wearing away and eroding along with all the other rocks around us. But a fantastic spot, great views over to the adjacent islands here in Franz Josef Land. Quite a memorable spot. This is our ship here, the 50 Years of Victory, or 50 Dni Pobiedy, the most powerful Russian icebreaker in the fleet, or most powerful icebreaker in the world at the moment. And really lucky to be able to have access to a ship like that gives us the ability to get here in the first place. Some very heavy sea ice around Franz Josef Land at the moment. This particular fjord is a more or less open, a lot of scattered sea ice and some icebergs as well, so quite diffuse. But we moved through some pretty heavy drift ice yesterday getting into this area. So it would be impossible without the icebreaker that we've got at our disposal. Fantastic ship, beautiful place. Yeah, great to be here, and hope to see you on a trip sometime in the near future. Thanks very much.